What's good, guys? It's the one and only, as you know. I'm gonna start doing some fight predictions. The good thing about that, it means I kind of have to look into certain people, because I know everyone just assumes because you fight, you know everything in terms of what's going on in the industry, and I don't. And to be fair, I need to be better anyway. So I'm gonna start with UFC 300, big card coming up. It is actually still a stacked card. I know a lot of people were saying, no, 299 is the 300, or was the 300, but this, when I'm looking at this card, from bottom to top to bottom, it's looking good. So starting from the bottom, now we're here. Starting from the bottom, now my whole team. Yeah. Anyway, we got Cody Garbrandt. Imagine that, bro. On the early prelims, you're the first card. This guy was a world champion, and it's weird, and I don't know what it is when you have a fight. Oh, sorry, you're at the top, maybe lose the belt for whatever reason, and it just feels like a lot of fighters just do that kind of downhill spiral. But last fight he won, it sounds like he's on his way back. He's got a good fighter in Figueiredo. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna give it to Cody Garbrandt because I'm a bit of a fan as well. Love his style. Love his speed on his hands, power, swag. I'm gonna just give it to him. Next one up, Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Jim Miller's a very old school fighter. I've been around a while. Very experienced. Bobby Green, I'm gonna give it to Bobby Green though. He's that kind of just wily game, comes to fight, so it'll just be an exciting fight anyway. So I'm gonna give it to him. Jessica and Andrade and Marina Rodriguez. I haven't watched Marina Rodriguez too much. I know about Jessica Andrade. She's just a very strong girl. Brazilian girl, very strong, and even her jiu-jitsu, just some of the sounds like when she gets some submission certain times, it's just I just feel that people's heads are just going to explode. So, and she's just a strong girl. You see it in her stature and her physique. Biasly speaking, again, I haven't watched Marina enough. I'm going to be watching this time, but I'm going to give it to Jessica. Jalin Turner, that's my guy. Renato Moicano. I haven't seen him before, so I was gonna give it to my boy anyway. It's Jalin. I'm just a fan. I love his style. Just very tall for the division, but he just got a very cool style. I enjoy watching Jalin, so I'm gonna give it to him. On to the next. To be fair, Sodiq, Yusuff, and Diego Lopes. I do not know either of these two guys, but I'm gonna give it to Nigeria. That's what I'm saying, man. Just rep it. You see what I'm saying? Nigeria. So let's see how that goes. But obviously, I'll be tuned in this time, so I'll get to kind of, follow. I'm gonna follow whoever wins. You know what I mean? And then obviously, it's a big fight. We're still in the prelims here, which is crazy because Kayla Harrison just come over like myself from PFL. Whereas I came from Bellator, although they're the same thing now. Interesting one because, Kayla Harrison was completely dominating over there in her career. I do believe it's a step up in competition, especially against the likes of Holly Holmes. The reason why I think this is an interesting fight is because Holly Holmes was the one to, my mind just went completely blank. It will come back to me in a second. Ronda Rousey. Holly Holmes was the one to scout Ronda Rousey. Now, Kayla Harrison is very much kind of related to Ronda Rousey simply because they're both judo world champions and came from the judo world. Obviously, Ronda Rousey came up and just blew up MMA, not just the women's division, not just in MMA, but she just blew up the whole sport at that time. But it was Holly Holmes that was the one to come and stop that crazy train. It's an interesting story. I think that's a great matchup, to be fair, that Kayla Harrison can come and almost avenge what's kind of happened to her judo, someone that she probably would have looked up to in the judo world as well as the MMA world. So that's a very interesting, good fight. Who do I give it to? It's a difficult one. I'm gonna give it to she just looks like a beast, man. So I'll give it to Kayla Harrison. But at the same time, I love Holly Holmes. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. I'm just gonna go with the story, so I'll give it to Kayla Harrison as the revenge story. Next one, again, it's crazy because we're still on the prelims here, and Aljamain Sterling's there. That just doesn't make sense to me. Calvin Kattar Haven't watched loads of him. I've seen a couple of stuff, but Aljamain obviously just coming off a loss, big loss against O'Malley. I definitely feel like he's still game, and I just spoke about how people lose belts and then seem to go on a decline. I'm hoping that's not the case with Aljamain and he kind of gets back on. But looking at the history of how things work, that's what tends to happen a bit before, you know, people work, like, you know, change a few things and start to U-turn. But it's an interesting one, because I feel like when you've lost, sometimes you feel you can kind of make excuses as to why you've lost, and you try to keep button bashing the same things that you was winning with before, whereas not realizing that people have kind of worked you out. And this is probably why people go on the decline. And, you know, especially as a champion, you feel, I was a champion, you know, you get stubborn, I was a champion, no, this was working for me, this is what you dig your feet in, and this is probably why people kind of go on a bit of a decline. I don't think he's that way, you know. He's a very well-rounded MMA fighter, so I'm gonna give it to Aljamain Sterling to come back on this one. I can't read juries again. We're still on the prelims. It's mad. Jury's here. Aleksandar, Rakic. I'm a massive fan of Jiri as well. I've trained with him before as well, quite a few times. I love his style, very creative style as well. So I'm giving it to Prochazka, Jiri, for that one. So now we're still on the prelims. This is mad. Yeah, we're still on the prelims. That is crazy. Bo Nickal and this bit of a, I'm just gonna say it, Brundage, Cody Brundage. It's Brundage, but you know, it's a bit of a funny name. I can just see him getting, I can just see what would have happened to him in school. This is probably why he took to MMA. You know what I mean? This is why his parents basically named him and just set him on a path to have to defend himself all the time in life. And he probably got bullied a little bit and then, you know, had to come back. But yeah, obviously Bo Nickal's on, I think he's like 5-6-0. You know, amazing wrestler. He usually just comes in, takes people down, just squeezes the hell out of somebody's neck and their heads pop off. So I'm assuming the exact same thing again. His wrestling levels is insane. So yeah, giving it to Bo Nickal on that one. Now we are onto the main card. So the first one on the main card, Charles Oliveira and Arman Yan. I apologize, Arman. I'm struggling to say your second name. I can never go against Oliveira, sorry. Could never go against him. He's just such a G. Crazy story. Although he lost the belt, it was a bit of a weird one. So I think he's still got that kind of winning mentality. And I'm definitely giving it to him. So I'm not sure how, but I'm giving it to him. Then you got Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway. Imagine this is the second fight on the main card. Yeah, this is a good card. Good card. Max is just, but they're both just G's, man. I think Max won his last fight. Yeah, Max won his last fight, and I think this is just going to be a mad boxing fight. They're just going to be standing and trading with each other, but Max doesn't get hit that clean. He does every now and again, but he just got such great boxing in MMA. Beautiful swag, like lovely slipping style. Gaethje's just a beast that doesn't want to die, but at the same time, I don't think Max has ever been stopped. What a great fight. That's a great fight, man. I'd have to give it to Max because his output is heavier. I don't think either of them knock each other out, but so it goes the distance, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be a 3-rounder, so it goes the distance. But Max, his output, combinations and stuff, I think he puts a little bit more out, so he should win on points. So yeah, I'm going to go with Max, but I'm a fan of both. On to the, is this a co-main? Yeah, it is. So yeah, onto the co-main event. We have this one is a great story, and this is something that I want to accomplish for the UK. And it's two Chinese athletes, which we haven't seen. I don't think we've seen. Have we seen? I don't think we've seen ever two Chinese MMA combatants as a main event fight for the belt. And I wanted to do the same thing, 2 UK athletes, main event for a belt in the UK. Obviously, it's a shame they couldn't get it in their country, but what a massive achievement for both these women, Zhang and Yan. I'm not going to even try to disrespect either of them. I know Weili, but Yan, I'm not going to even try to disrespect you by trying to say your name, you know, one of them ones. Both very strong athletes. They've lost the same amount, both lost 3. They crazy high first round stoppages for both of them, so you know they can hit hard. I've followed Zhang a little bit more. I really like her style. She's just a beast. I'm edging it to Zhang, to be fair. That's a tough fight and just a great achievement for both of them and for their countries, regardless of who wins. What a great moment for for China and for Chinese up and coming competitors. So yeah, and again, like I said, it's just a shame that they couldn't get it in their country. But great achievement. So obviously the last one, Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill, great story. Obviously Alex Pereira's kind of come in minimal fights and just caused a storm in quite a few divisions now. I think he's even talking about going up again. So yeah, he's caused problems. He won it at middleweight, and he's won it at light heavyweight. Jamal Hill coming back, been out for, I'm not even sure how long now. Been out a while. It's weird, like, I see why Alex Pereira is successful and why he's dangerous, but I don't rate his style to be anything spectacular. He's just a powerhouse. His leg kicks is just abusive. He's got crazy power in his hands, and obviously he's tough. The difficult thing, or my conflict, is when people he's got a tough chin, because he gets hit a lot, and even when he's posted videos out of his training and stuff, he's constantly just getting whacked with right hands and left hooks and this and that. Yes, he can take them, and he gives it back probably way worse. I just don't like when people have that kind of style and they kind of accept damage instead of, knowing that you're tough and trying to ride shots, but knowing if you get caught, you're good. Because I feel like that, obviously him going up in weight as well, your chin will only take so much. So yeah, and I don't see him changing his style too much. He's just going to depend on power. Jamal Hill, little still got power as well. I think it's the leg kicks that's going to change the game. If Jamal Hill takes too many of them leg kicks, it's going to it'll affect anybody. I think I'm hoping he's a bit smarter than that, and shouldn't, and kind of is prepared for that, and doesn't trade with him either, and obviously tries to mix it up and down. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to take him down, because he seems like he still knows how to sprawl, and he's a strong guy, but you need to keep him guessing, just so you can land your shots bigger, because he's constantly dropping his hands, second guessing himself whether it's a takedown or something, and then you come over the top with an overhand. I'm gonna give it to Jamal Hill. Be a bit, it's only because, like I said, I'm a fan of what he's done, Pereira's done so far. I just don't like when people try to just be the tough guy. I'm not saying he's trying to be tough, he is a tough guy, but you know what I mean? Like, his style is, I'm the tough guy, take shots, give shots, I class that as a 50-50 style, win some, lose some, win some, lose some, when you have a style like that. And I'm not drawn to that. Me, I'm the person that's like to try and avoid everything. Obviously each to their own. There's no one way to the top. There's no right answer, no wrong answer. But for me personally, that style is not something that I'm drawn to or resonate with. So I'm going to give it to Jamal Hill. But what a card! What a card! People have been kind of cussing this card and saying that it's not living up to standards. But by what I see here, this is a great card. And that's from start to finish, and it's annoying because it means I got to be ready from the beginning, and make sure I watch it from the start, because you got my boy Cody at the start. Mad. Guys, so let me know what you think about my predictions. Let me know some of your predictions, put it in the comments. Let me know if you agree, disagree with me as well. You know what I mean? I'm all ears. Some people might make a point and I'm like, oh yeah, for real, this guy, he likes to do that, that's cool. And stay tuned for after as well, because I'm gonna do my fight reactions to watching this, amazing card. So Tune in.